Hello YouTube, Josh here with the channel ZZZ Giant Awake, and I'm here following up my last video with another video. In my last video I insinuated, or I said that Shawn or VenomFangX is a parody artist. Shawn is not a parody artist, and it was wrong of me to say, as I did so intentionally. My intentions were not to mislead you guys. My intentions were to actually create a situation in which people who knew VenomFangX, who know who he is, would get a laugh. I think that I ended up doing more harm than good because I think that people actually took me seriously more than got the references that I was trying to make. So what I wanted to do in this video is actually give you a very brief history of VenomFangX, and I felt that it's also important for me to link a couple other videos in the description. One is by The Peach, which is actually a much more in-depth history of VenomFangX, called A Boy Named Shawn, and The Peach is I like her videos a lot. And there's also going to be a Thunderfoot video, well, it's on his channel, with Shawn or VenomFangX apologizing to the internet, which is also an important reference in this whole ordeal. Also, I'm going to have probably a couple other references in there as well. And really, I knew a lot of this before watching the Peaches video, but I'm going to essentially, the reason why I'm able to do any of this with any confidence is because of the documentary, or YouTube mentory, so what she called it, on A Boy Named Shawn. So check that out. So to start off with, VenomFangX joined YouTube somewhere in 2006 at the age of 20. So he was never not an adult during this whole process. So Shawn in his videos as VenomFangX, he lifted a lot of Kent Hovind's material. He actually sounded a lot like him, presented a lot like him, and used his material word for word at times. What I think Shawn wasn't expecting, and this is also in the documentaries, is that he wasn't expecting, because when Kent Hovind gives a presentation or talks about his beliefs, Kent Hovind controls the audience who's listening, and also controls who responds to what he says. So he's got a very soft audience, whereas when you make a YouTube video and post it online, you get the responses from essentially from everybody. It's an open forum. That's one of the great things about the internet. So a lot of atheists responded to Shawn's creationist nonsense. And the most important, namely, would be Thunderfoot, who I think actually was inspired to start Why People Laugh at Creationists. He started his series based on VenomFangX's videos. So after a while of making videos that were obviously nonsense and being refuted over and over again, VenomFangX made the announcement that his family that his life and his family's life had been threatened. So he was going to take down his channel, which of course didn't happen. Instead, what ended up happening is a number of videos got removed, and less than 2 weeks later, VenomFangX started posting again. Thunderfoot realized this and asserted that there was a possibility that Shawn the reason he had made the claim that his family was being threatened was so he can remove some of the more embarrassing videos that he had put up. So somewhere between that point and so sometime after that point, Shawn or VenomFangX got the bright idea that you could false DMCA other people's material as well to try and get that removed from the internet, and he did it to a number of YouTubers, including Thunderfoot. Thunderfoot caught onto this pretty quickly and confronted Shawn on it. So when confronted on it, Shawn, instead of having a normal rational response and saying, "I'm sorry, that was wrong, I shouldn't have done that, I just wanted some of this embarrassing material to be removed, I shouldn't have done it," instead of apologizing, he made a video pretending to be the Joker, saying that there's nothing that Thunderfoot could do to hurt him, and then at the end accused him of it being blackmail. Now, obviously Shawn isn't a lawyer, he doesn't know much about law, and at the same time, Thunderfoot had been actually consolidating with a YouTuber named DPR Jones, who happens to be a lawyer. Also, some other unfortunate stuff for Shawn also happened. A YouTuber came forth talking about his involvement with it, and so Thunderfoot essentially laid down the law and said, you have the option to either apologize to me and to the internet, or I'm going to press charges. Essentially having nowhere else to go, VenomFangX decided to read the apology. And again, that's linked in the description. So, not long after reading the apology and having that posted and being essentially publicly humiliated, VenomFangX got the bright idea that he would try and he also got fired from his job around the same time. He decided that it'd be a smart idea to ask for money. So in the video that he was asking for money, he said that he would donate everything over $500 to a charity called Sick Kids Hospital. It is not a charity as much as it is obviously it's a non-profit organization. And so he said anything over $500 he would donate there. So the money started pouring in, lots of it, and he got roughly, I don't know, it's mentioned in the video, but it was more than $2,000. Shawn, of course, reneged on the deal and said that he was going to need $900 a month for his proselytization, and ended up keeping most of the money to himself. He did donate some of it to other charities, but not Sick Kids Hospital. So, out of this, DPR Jones, again, who is a lawyer, decided to notify the hospital that Shawn was collecting money in their name, which is illegal, and then he also notified the local authorities where Shawn lived about the situation. Because again, to collect money for a nonprofit and then to not give it to him is a criminal offense in at least in Canada and the United States, which are the two countries that are involved in this. So, shortly after this, Shawn also decided to start making anti-Islam videos, and he would interview Islamic people and then put photos in front of them saying how stupid they are. So after a while, VenomFangX claimed again that his family and his life were threatened, so he was ending his YouTube channel, which didn't last. So he came back and he filed more false DMCAs, even though he'd read the apology, acknowledging that he knew better. So he filed more DMCAs, again, this time against DPR Jones, the lawyer. And instead of messaging DPR Jones with anything decent, he said, please remove these videos, my family's life's at risk, don't press charges or do anything like that, just let the videos die, essentially. And if VenomFangX was actually worried for his family, he would have stayed off of YouTube. That's not his interest, and it seems unlikely that Shawn was honestly presenting the issue to DPR Jones. So DPR Jones did start the legal process and did press Shawn to close down his YouTube account. So VenomFangX took the opportunity, before he shut down his YouTube account, to upload a video claiming that DPR Jones asked an underage woman to strip naked on his live blog. Now, fortunately for DPR Jones, this was very easily proven false. And unfortunately for VenomFangX, he had to again read an apology to him. So VenomFangX closed his channel, and he closed it pretty quickly. And it wasn't just because of the legal issues, it was because the whole situation had come to light to VenomFangX's parents, who had been supporting him financially. And his dad threatened that if it had gone to court, that his dad would quit financing him. So VenomFangX closed down his channel, supposedly for permanently this time. Of course, VenomFangX, being the attention-loving person that he is, started a different type of video. He did the Bible Barney or something to that effect, and then he's obviously reopened his channel back to normal, where he's again being dishonest and lying and being inflammatory intentionally to try and get the popularity Now, with his history, it's hard to not rubberneck a bit, and it's hard not to want to see what his next move is. But I promise you, for those involved, it is a headache. It is a nightmare to deal with Shawn. I wouldn't wish Shawn on my worst enemy. So, just take all of that into consideration before making any videos about him, or responding to him, or trying to aggravate him, or subscribing to him. I'm strongly urging you to not support him in any way, shape, or form. I would definitely not support him financially. He's been dishonest before, and he'll be dishonest again, to put it lightly. At least it would be my belief that he'll be dishonest again. So I hope that helps. I hope that educates you a little bit on who VenomFangX is. Again, the links in the description are going to be very useful if you want to know more about him. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day or night or whatever it is. And then there's also a Thunderfoot.